Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports WNBA Picks and Predictions for Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. We're looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, so we're going to recap the previous day's results. Then we'll get on to the two games and two player props for tomorrow. On the day today, we go 3-3, bringing our season record to 161 and 153. I will recap these games, then we'll get on to the picks for tomorrow. So, our winners, 2 out of the 3 of them were player props. Then we had the Mercury plus 1.5 in what was a ridiculously crazy finish to the end of the Mercury Valkyries game. Our losers, we had the Sky plus the points and the under, 161.5. The under really never stood a chance, just got off to too hot of a start. There was 52 points scored in the first quarter. And the Sky should have covered, but Ariel Atkins leaves the game with an injury, only played 15 minutes, scored 2 points. And then Michaela Onyenwere, she left the game in the third quarter. So then it turned into Angel Reese and friends off of the bench versus the Minnesota Lynx. So they choked the game at the end. They don't cover. But anyway, we had Angel Reese PRA over 30.5. That one cashed. She finished with 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. Now granted, her points were majorly helped from the fact that Ariel Atkins went out of the game with an injury and Michaela Onyenwere went out of the game with an injury. If they would have stayed in the game, I think you could just swap where the Sky plus 10.5 is and where the Angel PRA over is. So I really think regardless, we would have gone 3-3 today no matter what. Don't really think there was a world where I would go 4-2. We then had Alyssa Thomas points, rebounds, assist over 32.5. This was sweaty. If you got this line at 33.5, which is, I'm assuming most people got it, but good Lord, she makes 1 out of 2 free throws with 1 second left to win them the game by 1, hitting her 33.5 line as she has 34 PRA for the night, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists. She probably would have been on for the triple-double, but her fiance, DeWanna Bonner, came off the bench and grabbed 11 boards while putting up 22 points, 7 of 8 from the field. That she can ball. The Indiana Fever said no thanks, and Alyssa Thomas said, come down here, baby. And she scored a ton. Then we had the Mercury plus 1.5. Really weird game, this Mercury Valkyries one. The Mercury were up 12-2 in the first 4 minutes. Then they let them go on an 18-0 run. They shot 17 three-pointers in the first quarter. They finished the game shooting fewer than the Valkyries. The Mercury didn't even play that well. They had 14 turnovers. They lost the offensive rebound battle by 8. They still won the game, though, because Alyssa Thomas is the GOAT. So our 3 losers. Sky plus 10.5. They had a halftime lead, but if you're missing 2 of your starters in the second half of the game in Ariel Atkins and Michaela Onyenwere, you're not going to cover. I mean, they had Kia Nurse play 24 minutes. Kia Nurse should not be playing any minutes in the WNBA. She is ass. Then the under 161.5 never stood a shot. 52-point first quarter. I mean, nah, that's just not happening. Then with the over 158.5 in the Valkyrie Mercury's game. I thought this was going to hit when Chanel Salon hit that shot, 2-pointer from the corner, tie the game, 77-77, with I think 7 or 8 seconds left. And then Alyssa Thomas came down, got the pass from the top of the key, got fouled, made the free throw, so he missed the over. But again, that could have also been flip-flopped with Mercury plus 1.5 if that did go into OT. So really 3-3, probably no matter what would have happened. So that's the recap. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. All right, first game, it is the Indiana Fever headed to Connecticut, take on the Sun. I'm going to reluctantly take the Fever minus 16, also going to rock the over of 165. Somehow the Sun have covered 3 games in a row, and I've bet against them in every single one of those. So I'm going to do it again. I don't think they can cover 4 games in a row. If they do, I will simply lose my money. Fever, 11-10 on the year. They've won back-to-back games by this margin. They beat the Wings and the Dream by 19 and 17 points. Both of those teams are Well, the Wings are a little better than the Connecticut Sun. The Dream are a lot better than the Sun. They did both of that. They won both of those with Clark still not being able to shoot a basketball. She's shooting like 28% from deep this year. It is fucking repulsive. They've been getting great performances from Natasha Howard off the bench, Kelsey Mitchell, and then Aaliyah Boston down low. Now that Clark is back in the lineup, that pick and roll game is looking very, very strong. The supporting cast is doing good. Even Sophie Cunningham is giving you like 10 to 12 points off the bench, which is ridiculous because she can't shoot. The Sun, they're 3-18 on the year. This is their first home game since their West Coast trip. They gave the Sparks a pretty good run for their money. I think they lost that game by 4 points. They've played the Fever twice already this year. They're 1-1 straight up. Granted, the weird road win the Sun did have in Indiana was without Caitlin Clark on the playing field. So now that Clark is back and the Fever have won 2 in a row, they're feeling good. Surely this is a belt-to-ass spot. Revenge game for the coach back in Connecticut. Don't really think she cares too much considering Steph White's already played this team twice, but we'll see how she feels about it. Next game, I think this is the most absurd fucking line ever. Mystics are laying a number in LA. That doesn't make any sense. Give me the Sparks at home plus 2.5. Give me the over 162.5. All right, so I kind of understand the line if you're looking simply at records, with the Mystics being 11-10 and the Sparks being 7-14. But if we're looking at rosters, there is no way a rookie-filled Mystics team should be laying a number on the road going against Kelsey Plum, Azurá Stevens, and Dearica Hamby. Oh, and Rickea Jackson. It just doesn't make any sense. So give me the Sparks at home. Mystics 11-10 on the year. They did just beat the Storm on the road by 5 points. This is somehow their first time playing the Sparks the entire year. Both these teams' final games before the big All-Star break, so you might as well go out there and give it your all. Casual 3-game winning streak for the Mystics. They have held their opponents to 79, 68, and 69 points. I don't think they're going to be able to hold the Sparks to that low. Sparks don't play any defense. They play at a very fast pace, and they score the ball a ton. So I think this should be an outlier for them. Probably going to give up like 80 to 85 points. Sparks 7-14 on the year. They dominate the Mystics in any single offensive category you want to look at. Even with their poor defense, I don't think the Mystics are going to be able to keep up. I mean, you're going to be asking a lot of Sony Citron, Kiki Ariafan. Shakira Austin's going to have her hands full down low with the duo of Dearica Hamby and Azurá Stevens. Then you're going to get a good battle up top with Brittany Sykes and Kelsey Plum going at it. The matchup I'm going to target, though, Rickea Jackson. She's going to have either Sony Citron, Sugg Sutton, or Brittany Sykes on her. She's taller than all of them and much larger than all of them. So I'm going to be hitting Rickea in the PR department. All right, now we got 2 player props. I am reluctantly going with Caitlin Clark. 30.5 is just a ridiculous number for Caitlin. I think this is the lowest I've seen it at all season, talking from a PRA perspective. Yes, she is having a dog shit year, shooting 37% from the field, 28% from deep, but this is just too low of a number not to take it. Previous game against the Wings, she dropped 14, 3, and 13 for 30 PRA, and that was just on 4 of 12 from the field in 24 minutes because she didn't have to play in the fourth quarter because it was that much of a blowout. The Sun, they are a horrible defensive team, ranked dead last in the WNBA. If I'm picking the Fever to cover 16, that probably has to do with Caitlin Clark having a good game. So I'm going to hope Caitlin Clark can put the ball into hoop. Finally, like I said, Rickea Jackson, I think this is where she pops off. Give me her points and rebounds over 15.5. Early in the season, Rickea was struggling, dealing off of an injury. She's been good though recently. In her most 3 recent outings, she's posted 25 PR, 17 PR, and then 17 PR again. She is now shooting the ball 40% from the field. Doesn't sound very good, but just a few weeks ago, that number was 33%, so it's going upwards. Good matchup here, like I said. You're going to have a combination of Citron, Sykes, Sugg Sutton, switching between her. All of those players are shorter than her. Rakia should be able to get to the mid-range or down, go to the hoop whenever she wants. Give me Rakia, points and rebounds, over 15.5. All right, that's going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.